Okay, everyone, thank you again for joining. We're going to get started. So once again, thanks for joining How to Build a Commerce Marketing Strategy today. My name is Blaze, and I will be your moderator. Before we really dive in here, just want to go through a few housekeeping items. You should be able to see my screen at this point. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please type them into the gray panel to your right in the questions box. And if you feel like tweeting at us, tweet at Criteo with the hashtag Commerce Marketing. We'll be live tweeting the event. A recording will be sent out to all attendees following this presentation, so stay tuned for that. Speaking with me today is Leah Holzman-Glass, the Global VP of Corporate Marketing here at Criteo. And she's really going to take us through a lot of great slides on everything about commerce marketing from the ground up. We've divided the presentation into 3 different items here. So first, Leah will cover why it's really time to drop the E in e-commerce and start thinking about commerce as a holistic category. From there, she'll talk about how data plays a huge role in really defining your commerce marketing strategy and really how you interact with shoppers today and why that's so necessary. And finally, we'll work out the commerce marketing framework for offline, online, and everything in between when it comes to optimization. So without further ado, Leah, I will hand it off to you.
Thanks, Blaze. I'm really excited to be here today and to speak with all of you about commerce marketing. At Criteo, we've been watching the trends in the retail and e-commerce landscape for quite some time, actually since around 2005. And I think it's safe to say that in 2018, we're persuaded that this is the year that we'll drop the E in commerce once and for all. One thing that I'm sure you're all aware of is that there's really no distinction between online and offline anymore. Shoppers don't think about an online or offline business as 2 different things. They think about the product and they think about the experience and they think about the brand. And in the retail landscape, we can see that Amazon, which has a huge market cap, is leading the way, far bigger than Walmart, Home Depot, and all of the other biggest retailers in the space. But it's important to remember that the majority of sales are still offline, and Amazon is just now moving into the offline space as their recent acquisition of Whole Foods demonstrates, along with some of their experimental pop-up bookstores and their experience stores with no cash registers demonstrate. But retailers still have a huge advantage with real estate and with in-store experiences. And it's important to remember that retail stores are also still popular. And according to the Criteo Shopper Story, which surveyed 10,000 shoppers around the world, 72% said they would like to try new retail stores, and 63% said they like to shop in store experiences and they like to shop in stores and experience and see for themselves what's in style. And when it comes to fulfillment options, this is where we really see the future. None of the things on this slide are exactly e-commerce, but they're not exactly retail either. Drones, smart speakers, self-service machines, iPad cash registers, smartphone apps, and in-store pickup have all popped up in the past few years to accommodate exactly how shoppers want to buy. And this, in our view, is what the future looks like. And this is why it's time to drop that E in e-commerce. And the other aspect of this that's really important is that omni shoppers want it all, and they expect every experience to be great. The Criteo Shopper Story found that people learn about new products across all sorts of channels: websites, apps, friends, stores, ads, and social media. All of these things have a huge influence on product discovery. In fact, our research found that more than 3/4 of shoppers engage in online to offline or offline to online shopping. And omni shoppers are also more valuable. They spend more, their transactions tend to be higher value, and they also tend to transact more. So they buy more frequently and they spend more money. And so understanding these shoppers should be a priority for every business. And now we're entering a time where retail and e-commerce don't fit the bill anymore. And commerce marketing encompasses all these trends. This is the category where physical meets digital. And unlike other categories like social media or content marketing, commerce marketing focuses on the bottom line, generating sales and profits, not on media consumption. So our definition of commerce marketing is that it's a category of marketing technology and services that directly drive sales and profits for retailers and brands by connecting shoppers to the things they love. The shopper's at the center, and so are your profits. So now let's talk about the commerce data connection. If you want to, and how you can be sure that your commerce marketing strategy is driving ROI, it starts with data and understanding the data landscape, because the data is what drives all these great experiences those omni shoppers want. So if we take a look at some of the most popular tech companies today, you'll see that data is the thing that stands out. It's what defines them. On Netflix, for example, now viewers watch 1 billion hours of content per week. Facebook has 2 billion monthly active users, and on Google, there are 2 trillion searches every year. All of these companies are using data and collecting data to deliver experiences and engage consumers. And data also creates possibilities. The more data you have, the better the products, ads, and experiences you can provide for your audiences. And if you take a look at some of the fastest growing companies today, you can see this trend. All of these companies offer different services, but data powers their success. But there's one important distinction. It's not just about the amount of data you have, but your ability to activate it. And these companies are not just data companies, they're technology companies, and they have the ability to turn this data into action. And this is the biggest difference between these fast, high-growth technology companies and retailers and brands. In a survey from Winterberry Group, only 12.3% of marketers said that their data strategy is actually delivering results. And in the world of commerce marketing, results means revenues, sales, and profits. And that's actually a drop since last year, when 28% of marketers said they felt that their data strategy was delivering results. So you can see the impact of the competition from these large tech giants in combination with the requirements of omni shoppers, the impact it's having on data strategy. So commerce marketing helps you focus on what kind of data you should collect and the tools you should use by creating a strategy that's keeping you focused on what really matters, which is sales, profits, and customer experience. And one of the problems is that in the quest for short-term profits and sales, many companies, rather than building real data strategies, often end up relying on companies like Facebook or Google to connect with their audiences and potential customers. And this is the reason that many of them lack the tools and technology to analyze and activate the data they have today. But when you use Facebook ads, for example, you don't actually own those customer relationships. You're just renting them from Facebook. And we all know how fickle Facebook and Google can be. One change in the algorithm and your ad could disappear, and you'll never know why. And ultimately, your commerce marketing strategy should be about building a data-centric organization that is designed around great customer experiences across every channel and device, online and offline. So data is if data is the foundation of your commerce marketing strategy, there are 3 core tactics to activate that data: acquisition, conversion, and re-engagement. In acquisition, you target your ideal audience to ensure higher returns on your ad spend. And in conversion, you'll want to make sure each touch point leads to the next step in the journey and offers personalized experiences. And finally, re-engagement is all about getting shoppers to come back, building loyalty and relationships across every channel. So now let's think about how to apply a commerce marketing strategy offline. In the shopper story, we asked shoppers what factors made them likely to shop in a retail store. And aside from location and convenience, we noticed that many respondents mentioned salespeople, unique merchandise, and store design. And think about what a difference this makes. And this is a key reason why the retailers who are left are surviving, and they're innovating in-store experiences. And even retailers who are struggling are doing this. Are doing this as well. For example, if you look at a store like Target, who is near the bottom of the chart that we looked at before in comparison to Amazon, they're known for great store experiences. Nordstrom's is right now preparing to open a new men's store, dedicated men's store in New York City, and also purchase the Trunk Club. And then similarly, Macy's on 34th Street, their flagship store, recently redid their entire first floor with a new makeup experience center, as well as branded stores inside their stores from luxury retailers. So here's how we can match all of that up into a commerce marketing strategy. First, your sales reps or your employees have to be available online and offline. This experience needs to be more personalized than ever before. And in this next generation retail model, your employees aren't just the people at the cash registers, they're actually experienced managers, and they're making a difference every day in how competitive you can be for those omni shoppers' time and attention. For example, Nordstrom, going back to them again, offers personal stylists for shoppers, and you can book an appointment online and then have a stylist in store help you as you browse. Augmented reality is also helping with conversion in store. IKEA, for example, offers an app that allows you to see what furniture could really look like in your home. And some clothing stores have started to merge the virtual with the physical with magic mirrors that let you see what the item would look like without the hassle of changing and using the dressing room. And if you really want to see something cool, check out the Sephora app, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. You use your phone, and you can see what lipstick and mascara and other things look like on your face. By bridging the gap between online and offline, retailers are making it easier than ever for shoppers to make decisions and convert and get the things that they need and they love. And finally, when it comes to re-engagement, there's nothing better than building a shareable experience in the store. That way, shoppers don't just come in to buy, but they come in to admire the store display. Instagram is the latest place where shoppers are showcasing and sharing their experiences. This picture, for example, is from a candy store in a movie theater in New York City. A lot of people don't even go there for the movies. They come because the candy is displayed so beautifully. And all of that foot traffic is driven by Instagram. Restaurants, beauty stores, and clothing chains can all benefit from displays that don't just cater to the shoppers that are in store, but cater to their social media profiles and encourage them to share their experiences. And when it comes to acquiring new users online, you need to be thinking about user experience. Your homepage should allow visitors to self-select so they can find the products most relevant to them. And if you want to pick it up in a store instead of ordering online, you should have that option available too. This is a great way to get new shoppers to a retail location. You can see the example here from Macy's of the ultra personalized web page, and then another example of in-store pickup. I think that's Walmart. And when it comes to your digital marketing stack, the biggest conversion point is your website. In the Criteo shopper story, we asked shoppers what factors influence their purchases. And what we found was that displaying prominent features on the product page, like free return shipping, reviews, and photos, all can have a big impact. And each product page is your virtual store display. Maximizing every touch point for conversion and continually testing is a key piece of your commerce marketing strategy. And so you can see here in this mock-up all of the different possible placements for these offers, all driving conversions and encouraging shopping and interactions across channels. And then what's the best way to re-engage with your shoppers? So Alibaba, in their Hema grocery stores, has an app that allows shoppers to buy with their phones. And purchases are all stored within the app, which means that Hema can then provide personal experiences for each shopper each time, whether they're online or offline. Interestingly, on this point, actually shoppers in APAC use apps far more than shoppers in other parts of the world. And if you look at the Criteo app purchasing study that we released late last year, you can learn more about how APAC shoppers in the Asia Pacific region are leading the world in app purchases, and see some of the innovations that retailers are doing there with their mobile apps versus the mobile web. So establishing acquire, convert, and and re-engage framework. Actually, let me step back for a moment and just introduce this slide that we're going to now talk about the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem and how establishing an acquire, convert, re-engage framework can be helpful when thinking about how to best connect with your audiences. The other piece is finding the right tools to actually do this. And aside from data, retailers and brands have to think about which platforms can help the most when it comes to leveraging all that data and where it's possible to get that data in the first place. And this is where the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem comes in. Now, we know that marketing executives are interested in collaborating, especially if it means getting enough data to compete with technology giants. And last fall, we surveyed marketing leaders in collaboration with Forbes Insights and found that most retailers and brands are open to sharing non-identifiable data assets. And by non-identifiable data assets, what we mean are things like search results, browsing activity, things of that nature. We're not talking about any type of private information. And 72% said they believe collaboration will lead to increased revenue, and 65% said that they believe it will increase profits, and 56% said that they believe it will lead to increased customer satisfaction. And by collaboration, what we mean is pooling data together in order to get a more complete view of your customer and activating that data to deliver a more personalized experience. And that's exactly what we're building at Criteo, an open, collaborative commerce marketing ecosystem that offers commerce data that brands and retailers can use to generate sales and profits while delivering amazing experiences. With 1.2 billion active shoppers and 550 million in annual sales, the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem is the largest data initiative in the world, giving retailers and brands even more reach than Amazon's collective data sets. And you can see here how it works. We have the shopper at the center. We have our retailer, and commerce clients, over 16,000 of them contributing data. We have over 1,000 brands. And then we have thousands of premium publishers, which is where providing inventory to connect with shoppers. And then obviously our sales, and then delivering the most relevant ads. And it's a loop where you move from the shoppers provide their data through the retailers and brands, and then publishers, and then finally generating sales and profits. And we've mapped our commerce marketing solutions to the commerce marketing strategy too, with tools that help activate data at each step in the shopper journey. So tapping in to the data of the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem can really help with acquisition campaigns. With a tool like Criteo Customer Acquisition, New Look was able to obtain 62% new customers and gain 4 times the number of orders in an acquisition campaign by targeting the most relevant and high potential shoppers. And you can also expand your conversion touchpoints with Criteo's advanced data sets. By leveraging the Criteo Shopper Graph, for example, Travel Republic was able to identify 52% more touchpoints in their shopper journey, along with 42% more on mobile. And in the end, the Travel Republic team found that each shopper's journey wasn't nearly as linear as they thought. And by capturing more touchpoints, it was possible to optimize each campaign for higher returns and run far more targeted ads. And finally, when it comes to re-engagement, Criteo offers Criteo Audience Match, and this allows you to upload a list of customers from your CRM and match them across different channels. So if you haven't seen shoppers in a while or want to run a campaign that would offer them relevant content based on a past purchase, Audience Match allows you to do that across a wide range of touch points. And La Redoute saw an increase of 50% in sales and a 70% match rate when using Criteo Audience Match in a recent re-engagement campaign. And when we take all of our commerce marketing solutions together and apply them to the data in the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem, we level the field for brands and retailers of all sizes. We believe that commerce marketing is the way forward, powered by data and activated by 3 specific tactics. A commerce marketing strategy helps retailers and brands understand shoppers, deliver great experiences, and connect with them in all new ways. Thank you. I think we're open now for questions. Blaze.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Leah. I think we all learned a lot about commerce marketing, and we have a few questions here just to get started. So if you talked a lot about getting started on the framework of a commerce marketing strategy. What would be the first step if someone is thinking about getting something in place in terms of commerce marketing itself?
So I would say that I think it all starts with your data and beginning the process of building a data strategy and looking at both the data set that you're collecting today and then looking at the tools and technology that you have to activate it. And also looking at your ability to access what we call granular shopper data, which is really important because it's the granular data that's making the difference for a lot of these retailers and brands that are succeeding today. In that the ability to take, for example, we know that this person looked at this product or carded this product, and now the ability to connect with them, for example, on their mobile device or possibly even through email or in-store. So it starts and ends with data and commerce marketing.
Great, thanks. Sorting through a few of these here. Let's go with, you mentioned content marketing, social media marketing. You can throw in even email marketing to an extent. Where do you see commerce marketing fitting with these other digital marketing tactics?
Yeah, so there's a couple things about commerce marketing that's different. So one thing is that commerce marketing is the first channel that crosses that breaks the physical digital divide, if you will, in that it considers data and activities that are happening digitally on the web or on mobile devices, as well as activities that are happening in the store. So that's one thing that's really fundamental. The other thing about commerce marketing that's different is the way it's measured. It's measured based on sales and profits. So you're only really successful in commerce marketing if the activities you're doing are generating sales and profits versus something like social media or content marketing or even email to a degree. Though it is a direct response channel, in the end, it's about media consumption. What can we get this person to read versus what can we get them to buy?
Awesome. So we have an interesting one here about, we presented some data around conversion points on the main website and how you can up your conversion there. Do you think there's a difference here if someone is trying to improve their conversion rate in the shopping cart itself?
I think there could be. I think there's opportunities, for example, to offer discounts in the moment in the shopping cart. To offer the shopper something like free shipping. So I think that a lot of the activities that you would do on a product page could likely apply to the shopping cart. And of course, when they're in the shopping cart, there's real intent.
Right. Yeah. And kind of going off the back of that, we have another interesting one about just pricing things in general. If you do offer a steep discount, where do you think in the customer journey that should be? Is it when someone abandons a cart and you're trying to get them back? Is it on the website itself? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, so it would definitely be an opinion. So I would, so first of all, I would say that, I think that's a great opportunity for testing, to try out where discounts work the best. And with different types of consumers. So I think that it's a great testing opportunity. And then the other thing about it that's also fundamental to that question is, what are you looking to achieve with the discount? What's the purpose of it? Is it driven by a seasonality event? Is it driven by an excess inventory issue? Is it driven by a need to, hit a revenue number that month? So that also obviously plays into that. But I would say it's a great place to start would be to test and see what your customers like. Where are they acting on the discount?
Yeah, that's a really good point. We also have quite a few questions about the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem. So if someone is interested in that shared data model, how does that relationship work with Criteo, and where do the other companies that might be sharing the data play a role as well? How does that all work out?
Yeah, so really what we're talking about here is the Criteo shopper graph, which is which Criteo clients can contribute to with permission. Of course, Criteo only has the highest permission and security standards. So this is something that's available to our clients. And for whoever asked that question, we would love to put you in touch with someone with a salesperson who could talk to you more about how it could specifically benefit your business. But in principle, it's about pooling data so that you could activate it. And of course, any data that's pooled into the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem, we see that there's a greater benefit received than what you contribute for many of our clients. And we'd love to talk to you more about it.
Right, and I think that's a great answer. We can definitely get in touch with anyone who wants to implement the solution or just learn more. So you also had kind of an interesting one about press releases. So how would you recommend using traditional PR campaigns to drive shopper traffic? Do you view that as a tactic? Does that fit in the commerce marketing strategy at all? What's your view on that?
So if by PR campaigns you mean like generating press coverage and getting your brand out there, I mean and creating awareness for your brand and for your products, I think that that's always important, and it's really necessary to make sure that people know about your company and your brand. And I think that it's a great supporting factor in commerce marketing, or any type of marketing overall. So that awareness is key. I would say, in terms of if the question is about using commerce marketing to measure the efficacy of a PR campaign, I would say that goes back to looking at, for example, on your website where traffic is coming from, and if press coverage is driving traffic and interest to your site, or so that's how I would look at it. So I think there's two ways. One is, PR is really important for creating awareness for your company, and then secondarily, if you're considering it from a measurement and trying to show that there's ROI on PR, looking at the impact that the press coverage has on your commerce website, for example, would be the way that I would look at it.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's an interesting question when it comes to measurement. So data and measurement really go alongside one another, and we have this question here about the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem versus something like Google Analytics. Both are technically data or data-driven tools. How do we define the difference there and draw that distinction?
I'm sorry, Blaze. Could you just give me that question again? I didn't quite get it.
Sure. Yeah. So what's the difference between Google Analytics and Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem? So they're both technically data tools, but one might be a dashboard and one is a deeper data dive.
Right. So first of all, Google Analytics obviously is intended to measure traffic on a website and what's going on, whereas the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem is focused on activating shopper data to generate sales and profits. So they're designed to do two different things. However, that doesn't mean that Google Analytics isn't very important, because it is. Anyone who has a website, needs a lot of the data points that are provided by Google. But what Criteo is offering is a way to know who's coming to your site, and then when they come, make sure that you can then follow up and offer them the things that they want, so that they can actually make a purchase, which is something that the Google Analytics does not do.
Great. So I want to be mindful of everyone's time. I think that's just about all the questions we've got. Again, we'll be sending out this recording within the next few days, so keep an eye on your inbox for that. And we'll definitely follow up with anyone who does want to learn more about the Criteo commerce marketing ecosystem. Otherwise, thank you so much for attending and have a great day. Bye.